Happy morning to one and all. Today we can discuss about the new topic on deflection of beams along with the bucking of columns. Deflection of the beam is the vertical displacement or bending of the beam from its original straight position when subjected to the adding the external loads like when point loads or UDL or UBL or varying the loads, internal bonding moments and shear force to be developed, causing of the beams to deform. The amount by which the beam is bending is known as the deflections. For example, this is the straight line. Whatever the loads we can act on the particular body, like a point load or uniformly distributed load or varying the load. So based on the load, that can be changing their shape. That's why we call it as a deflection. Deflection is an important factors and machine design. Because expansive bending may leads to cracking or vibrating or misalignments over even the structural failures. Next, the deflection of beams depends on the several factors like a magnitude and the type of loads, length of the beams and the types of supports, the cross section of shape and the dimensions, material properties such as Young's modulus and Poisson ratios, the relationship between the bending moment and the deflection, like EI is equal to dy squared divided by dx squared equal to m. M is nothing but a bending moment, y is nothing but a deflection of beam, I is nothing but a moment of inertia, E is nothing but a Young's modulus of the velocity. What are the types of deflection? What are the beam deflection means? Cantilever beam deflection, simply supported beam deflections, as well as the fixed beam and the continuous beam. Cantilever beam is one end is fixed and another end is free. Simply supported means both ends are free, and fixed beam means both ends are fixed. Continuous beam means we can constrain the beam toward the shape. What are the effects of the excessive deflection means? Cracking in walls as well as the ceilings, failures of machine alignments, reducing the structural stability. Methods to reducing the deflection means increasing the beam depth using the strong materials or providing the expensive materials to withstand the deflections, and reducing the span length of the beam and providing the additional support to withstand the carrying the loads. What are the applications to be carried out for the deflections along with the beams? Building floor beams and railway bridges and machine beams, aircraft wings and crane grinds. Next one we can discuss with the bucking of columns. It is the sudden sideways bending or instability of the long slider column subjected to the compressive axial load. When the compressive load exceeds the certain limit called the critical load, the column bends laterally and falls. Even the material stress may still within the safe limits. That's why we call it as the bucking out. Bucking is the common failure mode in long columns as well as the structural members, like short columns, long columns are uniformly fail and by crushing, while long columns may mainly due to the bucking. The load at which bucking occurs is called as the critical bucking load, is calculated by the Euclid's formula. It can be derivated by pi squared EI divided by LE squared. Types of columns based on their conditions. Both ends are hinged, one end fixed and another end is free. Both ends are fixed, one end is fixed and another end is hinged. What are the factors affecting the bucking of columns? For example, length of the columns as well as the cross section of the area, material properties, and what are the end conditions and sliders ratios. How we can be calculating the sliders ratio means it can be derivated by effective length divided by radius of gradations. And what are the preventions to be made to making the bucking means to reducing the effective length or providing increasing the cross sectional areas and selecting the materials with the high stiffness things. What are the major applications? Building of columns as well as the bridge pipes and the steel trusses, transmission towards and hydraulic press members. So these are all the major application of the bucking of columns. So thank you all. See you on the next video.